lot of nuts.
Welcome to the Spodcast. If you guys aren't familiar, this is Mr. Many Kudos. Many kudos. Number one rule of podcasting when podcasting with a guest, I had to teach myself because I've never done this except that one time, which is never have your guest introduce themselves. Evidently, everybody undersells it or isn't prepared for it, and for that reason, their own introductions always end up poorly.
True. Yeah,
but if
I
you
was
guys
definitely
don't know,
about to undersell myself if you asked me to.
I feel like the first fucking episode you did with Internet Historian, or whichever the one that was like no time for breakfast, I was like, oh my god, Kudos is so fucking fun. Like, I keep thinking what I would say in those situations naturally, and you always you just slide it just a little bit. It's like there's an obvious joke and you slide it just, it's like, I don't need to make this joke. I'm fucking Kudos. I'm gonna do this other thing, and he's so fucking cool for not making joke that I would have taken for the laughs. Anyway,
no, I appreciate that. No, well, I think the same. Whenever I watch your ones, I'm like, damn, he was fucking onto it. That was a sharp one.
Yeah, but mine takes 6 times as long, and he gets mad at me for how hard he has to edit them because like I just don't lock in. I just do not lock in.
It's fun. Sometimes we'll like smash out one and like 1 or 2 recordings, and then other times it's like 4 or 5. It's like it really just depends on like how the vibes go every recording, because
I looked back at the early ones because I was like, I do this thing where I just get mad at my chat. Like, I'll see one message, I'll be like, you idiot who only enjoys the final product, you have no idea what kind of work goes into it, he says, realizing his American consumerism is just gonna be reflective of every single thing in my room right now, right? But I was like, let me take a look, see how long this first one took. And I think it was the episode we did, whatever episode I was like in a jewelry store or whatever. What was it?
Yeah.
14 hours of audio went into that stupid 24-minute video, 8 of which was an ad or whatever. I just don't lock in, bro.
God, I remember my first one's being like that too. Like 12 hours or something, like mushed down. And it's very funny when you get comments like that like, because every now and then I get them on my scandals videos, and people are like, yeah, all you did was just like summarize some articles and like other YouTube videos, and I'm like, yeah, that's like what everything is. You're just summarizing other shit. It's like, but like to look at something where it's like, okay, even if that is what I did, which it is, I mean, I'm literally going on article, like I'm going to sources to fucking find the information and then collecting it down and squishing it into like a
fuck me for making a video by making the video. Oscar Mayer, all you did was grind up other people's meat and put it into your hot dog casing. Like, wow, what am I supposed to applaud you for making a hot dog I can buy in a store? Like, come on, buddy. Like, what the fuck else were you expecting?
Weird. And then it's like, I don't think my content's lazy. I think you'd look at it and be like, oh, you obviously put a lot of effort into this. So it's like, it's weird to then just be like, yep, no, all you did is just, like, you didn't do anything though, did you? It's like, yeah, I guess I didn't. But like, it's free content on the internet. What do you want?
What the fuck do you want?
What do you want? It's free!
I watch a lot of these YouTubers that are like YouTube help analyze, Colin and Samir and all these other guys that sort of make videos interviewing
Number
YouTubers.
1, don't touch children. If you have to,
if you
for the love of God, just don't get caught. That's rule number 1. Okay. Number 2, make sure you check your analytics to make sure your retention is high. Okay. He just slots that first one in. Hold on a second. What was the first? What was that first one again?
Do you remember when you did that bit on I won't name the podcast? And then you were like, that's the first of 10 rules to do this thing. And somebody was like, what are the other 9 rules? And then you were like, all right, I guess we're doing this bit. And then just made up 10 rules.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus Christ, he's committed. They haven't even introduced the guest yet. And they're making Kudos jump through this many hoops. Holy fuck. Bro, oh my God. Okay, I'm never going to get through this. This is Many Kudos. If you guys don't know, we were both guests on Internet Historians in the Field, have been buddies since. We have been on each other's channels. You would know that if you watched all 498 of my uploads, chatter.
Yes!
Currently sitting at 350,000 subscribers, he makes videos talking about the many scandals of internet, gaming, trading card, anime, and other places on the internet, as well as a couple different videos with other YouTubers and what have you. He's general vibes. He's a vibe. Once you understand the vibe, you'll understand the content. But trying to describe it is like, it's like trying to tell you what something tastes like. But the taste of the thing, it's a free thing. Just, you could click, you're on a computer right now, you can go watch the video right now, and then you'll know what I'm talking about. You know who Benson Boone is? He's got like one radio song right now. He's like a musician or whatever. Somebody
he's a little bit try hard, I think.
I think I only know one song by him. But I saw this post on Twitter that was like, Benson Boone's name is so fucking funny. He sounds like a villain from Despicable Me, who after he tricks Gru goes, "You've just been booned!" And I was like, that's kind of funny, because that's a funny last name. But then I was like, wait a second, fucking Many Kudos also kind of fits that narrative. Because if they made like a Despicable 4, and the villain was you, Many Kudos, it'd be like, so long, Gru. Afraid you can't invent yourself out of this one. Kudos. And then like flies off in a rocket ship and steals the sun.
Yeah. Kudos to you, my friend. And then
so good.
I upload child porn to every world server at the same time, and it overloads all the pipes. And that's my Despicable Me.
When everyone becomes a Minecraft YouTuber, everyone ceases to become a Minecraft YouTuber. The great thing about getting 0 fucking views on my YouTube channel is you don't actually need to worry about what's going to make it or not. True. It's all B material. My A material is just my B material, because who the fuck's going to take the time to edit that shit, you know? All right.
So true.
Proper podcast intro done. One joke. Now, world's stupidest podcast intros. If you had... Oh, right. The podcast we've been on. Internet Historian is one. I can't really imagine you categorizing that as anything else. Beef Boys,
it's a
which
podcast.
Is your podcast, right?
Yes.
Been on that a couple times.
You can click on it right here. In fact, we're hoping to get you back soon.
BigBeef.net/spin. Discount code BEEF.
We'll
get you 20% off.
Now, go to meatspin.com. We're going to put the full Meatspin URL on the screen here.
It'd be funny if you did an entire merch launch with like cool shirts, but every link was just Meatspin. 0 actual links to actually buy it. Just on screen, in the description, everything. Nothing but meatspin.com.
Just nuke my whole channel.
And then the one you and Doplex were on before you did Beef Boys.
I can't remember the name of that one, weirdly.
I don't know if we're doing a bit, but I wasn't going to say the name of it in case there were hard feelings there. And now this one, which is 4. We've been on good ones. We've been on bad ones. We've been on ones with no editing. This one. We've been on ones with tons of editing. Any other one in existence.
Mostly Historians one.
I think you have to have some grievances, because you've been a host, a co-host, and
a host with the most.
The guest with the left.
Yep.
What do you hate about podcasts? I used to hate the idea of talking. And so I was mute for the first 15 years of my life. No, I feel like I used to look at podcasts like, what, you too lazy to fucking edit a video? Like, who needs all this fucking yapping? And now I'm like dead ass the opposite. That's like, oh, you guys need all this fucking editing to get people to listen to you? How about you try just fucking yapping?
Have you tried just having a personality? Yeah, I guess I hate...
Have you tried getting a Shure SM7B? Sorry, I didn't know how long we were keeping this bit going. Go on.
I think the thing I hate the most about podcasting is that I didn't start doing it like 10 years earlier. Because, I mean, I said the same about YouTube, about everything. But dude, like, how many podcasts from like the early to mid 2010s were just like complete dog shit? It was new enough that it was difficult to put it together without like a substantial amount of effort on your part. That's why, like, for example, Chris Chan. Meme on Chris Chan all you want. A lot of effort to like record and edit and upload yourself, as shitty and badly done as it was, but like how much effort that took to do in the early 2010s, and how as a result Chris was like one of the only like big lolcows from that era.
Yeah,
and then
technically
now you
made the world's first Let's Play. That's a fact. I think.
Yeah. The Animal Crossing one, right? Like where they like ran around. But then
genuine camera recording of a laptop screen or something, showing off their island. Yeah.
But now you can just go on Instagram or TikTok and scroll, and like you can just find like a Christian like every 3 seconds because just everyone has a camera in their phone now. And that's the same with like it's so easy to get podcasting equipment. You know, like so many. I mean, look at like all the celebrities who have just started podcasts randomly in the last year. Like clearly there's companies going around now pitching to these celebrities like, hey, we can like help you set up like a home studio. You just have to like hop on and like record like once a week or once a month, and we'll handle all the editing and the publishing, and you get, we'll take 10% and you get whatever. Clearly that's going on. Nuts. So now fucking everyone has a podcast. But man, like early 2010s, like you could just make a podcast about like fucking D&D. And it might not even be very good, but if you were just doing that early and you became one of the like 2 D&D podcasts that existed, like the amount of money that was kicking around, that was and is kicking around if you have a popular podcast is insane. You know, like, I mean, fucking look at H3. He stopped doing his YouTube videos just so he could do the podcast all the time and make like fucking like 100K of an episode or whatever the fuck. Like
that's pretty okay. First of all, full disclosure, YouTuber first, right?
Yes.
If you don't know anything about content creation, you might imagine everybody starts with a podcast because it's like, well, yeah, that's only audio. Surely you don't start making video and audio and more editing when a podcast is just audio and no editing. I don't feel like most people start that way. Generally speaking, most people do a podcast after they've done content creation. Starting on YouTube and having to do videos with like no integrations and then working my way up to being able to do sponsors. Looking at a podcast where they take a dead-ass break for 5 minutes to just go, hey, just letting you know, this video is sponsored by GamerSupps, entire GamerSupps spiel. Also, big thanks to Into the AM, entire Into the AM spiel. Also, bonus episodes on the Patreon, entire spiel about Patreon. All right, let's get back into the content. And it's like, did they actually agree to being side by side with 5 other brands in the same episode? And they do, and they pay more. Like, it's
nuts.
Fuck? That's nuts.
Is it people just in their car who can't like get to their phone in time? Because like when I'm listening to podcasts at the gym and an ad starts coming on, I'll stop mid set to skip the ad. Like I really? Do not want to hear the ad. I just don't. So but obviously enough people do, and I guess. You know, really
I never skip.
I
never take the time to skip if it's a podcast. Five clicks on a video, sure, but a podcast is like the phone's in my pocket. I'm just gonna endure it. That's how I am.
Yeah, no, I can't do it, because first of all, it's like either it's the shitty just like default Spotify ads that they put in, which
they're getting paid for 16 episodes at a time. Yeah, they're not going to be creative for everyone.
So I'm skipping through those. If it's the actual hosts reading an ad read and it's funny, like SumitoMedia does really funny ad reads, not all the time, but often they do. So I'll like often listen to those. Or like Cumtown is obviously like infamous for its ad reads, where that's like sometimes the funniest part of the show. But like what blows my mind is how many people like say TMG, for example, we can kind of speak about them pretty freely now, I think. Sure. I was always like really underwhelmed by their ads, which is crazy. Maybe it's just because we're in this like we're close to Into historian, and he obviously has really good ads, and like I've always just felt like fuck if the ad is like the one part in your video where you've kind of got full reign to just do like skit comedy and people don't get mad at you. You know, like if you introduce skit comedy in the middle of your informative video, it's like you're all of a sudden like the nostalgia critic or like fucking Angry Joe or some shit. And that can be funny, but
it Scott the Woz, yeah.
Yeah, not everyone is cut out for that. And whereas like an ad, it's like, no, I'd rather you did skit comedy because then it's like actually makes this otherwise dry, boring part of the video entertaining.
Exactly.
So I enjoy doing that. So it's always crazy to me when I see these other people who are really funny comedians who then do an ad read and like. Maybe there's reasons behind it. Maybe it's like they tried to get silly one too many times, and the people be like, because I've heard of this happening, right? Where people come back and just be like, just read the fucking copy, like don't be silly with it. Just read the thing. So maybe that's what it is, and maybe it's them being passive aggressive, like, okay, you want me to read this? Well, I'm going to read this as dry as fucking possible. But it always blows my mind when it's like you're getting like hundreds of thousands of fucking views. You're getting paid like $50K for this one like 3-minute ad read. Like, can you not just put like anything into it? Like, can you imagine someone said, hey, can you read this 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 one paragraph for me, and I'll pay you 30 grand, you'd be like, well, fuck yes, I will.
I'm gonna put this paragraph on a T-shirt. What the fuck?
Yeah, what? 30 grand? Are you insane? Like, that's more than like actors get paid to say the same amount of lines, and you can't even be bothered to be like, hey.
I can play devil's advocate to this a little bit because I just did a video talking about, it was titled like why I hate internet historian ads, talking about his process versus my process. Because I've gotten not like flack. I don't think I get any more hate comments than a normal channel does about sponsorships, this, that, or whatever. But it's like, obviously almost every integration that I've done has been like a skit comedy bit, except for ones that I have like reoccurring monthly things with. That's like, nobody actually cares if you make it funny. That's the really annoying, frustrating thing. The first time I did an ad integration, I did an entire WrestleMania promo where I was introducing Raid Shadow Legends, and it got brought to me by a management company. So not only did they pay me $500, but I had to give up
$500.
I had to give up $100 of that for my thing to do a 90-second ad read with gameplay on screen. Why did I say yes? Kudos. $400 to do that, right?
400
and
clams.
I do that skit, nobody fucking clicks on it. They never send me another email. My retention, like, weird fucking dip down, right? I reach out to Internet Historian. Yo, do yours look like this? Because I feel like I did something wrong. I don't know. I tried to make it funny, but everybody skipped it. He shows me his exact same thing.
Oh, yeah,
not
dude.
Any flatter than mine. Exact same 20-30%.
Everyone
so whether
skips over. And fair enough. But like,
it's not even everybody. It's like the people who will are going to, and the people who won't. And right now there is somebody typing a comment going, not true. I decide whether or not I'm going to skip based on whether or not I think they put effort into it in the first 10 seconds. Okay, cool, you and 10 other people. But it's like the difference that I see between ones that I've dead ass just deadpan read, because it's like, listen, they only need me to say it. So it doesn't need to be 90 seconds. I'm just going to make it 30 seconds and we'll get on with the video. Retention's exactly the same. And it's like, do I spend 2 hours on it and make it funny, or do I save that for the actual funny parts of the video that aren't going to get auto-skipped by 30% of people? Is kind of how I've started to look at it. A, I feel like it doesn't really matter. People skip it or don't skip it. And B, I feel like the bar is way too fucking high. Like, you can make it kind of funny, and you can make it genuinely kind of good. But people's bar for that, I feel like, is dead-ass Internet Historian, Cumtown, Brutal Moose. Like, it has to be the fucking highlight of the video.
Yeah.
And then it's like, if it's good enough for me to use as an example of an ad, then that's the ad that everybody should make. And it's like, guys, don't put the some people don't have that shit.
Yeah,
relax, let them get their little paycheck and move on. You're gonna skip it anyway. Who gives a fuck?
Just let them do it.
I don't feel like that's true for people that are dead ass making $100,000 for ad reads. Like H3H3 should probably put on a fucking costume. Anybody who's doing giant fucking numbers should put on a costume.
I think that's exactly it, right? Like, it's in relation to what you're getting paid. So it's like I did some ads for my second channel recently, and it was a test, so the rate was a lot lower. Which is fair enough. It's like a smaller channel. Yeah. So I was like, well, you know, I'm going to put that much effort into it then. So like the ads aren't like as elaborate as crazy. I still tried to make them as entertaining, as funny as possible. But I'm like, I'm not going to do like full on like big green screen.
You're not going to 3D model a whole different thing for the ad.
Yeah, exactly. Which I have done before. So it's like, I'm not.
I've seen it. I did an entire ad read for Gamer Sups when they did their new canned stuff. These goof juices.
That's just fucking good. That's so nice.
The goof juice one? Yeah, I mean, it's 2 a.m. for me, but whatever. I only tried the other one, but I'll crack this for you.
Don't do it. It's 2 a.m.
Strawberry and kiwi. Ooh, it's like, I thought it'd be creamy because it was strawberry, but it's not strawberries and cream.
It's very nice.
Great. That's great. I think these are 160 milligrams each. Yeah, I remember reading that. I did an entire ad read for these guys when they launched these guys, right? And I did it like a WrestleMania promo. And I was talking about it, and the thing was like Stone Cold Steve Austin, where it's like I take 2 of the cans and I smash them together and I pour them in my mouth like it's a wrestling promo. And I got goof juice and guacamole gamer fart all over my shit. Monitors covered in it, ceilings covered in it, floors covered in it, but it made a damn good promo, right? Fucking Gamer Subs tells me the day before, hey, it's going live on Friday. They sent it to me like a month earlier. So no, like a month before, they tell me it goes live Friday. I'm ready. I'm recording Friday morning. My video goes live at 3 p.m. when the promotion goes live, right? The second my video goes live, they're sold out. They sell out instantly. They don't restock.
Using your code.
And it's like, there was a big part of me that was like, I mean, what can you do? But then there was also a part of me that was like, guys, come on. Like, imagine I didn't do something I could have recorded in 10 minutes. Like, this would never happen with a real, like a bigger brand that isn't like doing launches 6 times a month sort of thing, right? GamerSupps does these all the time. If you miss one, there's another one who gives a fuck. They're great in that regard. But anybody who's like actually paying you like a lump sum, hey, we need you to promote this thing, like they're not going to run out of stock or whatever. But I did that. And then I did one, I think for Surfshark, where I was like, I'm going to make this one a skit. I'm not going to try to cover the points. I think it's kind of funny that I'm in an aquarium and I'm trying to sell my friend a surf shark and he's got a twerking shark to him. And the whole thing is that he's mishearing me. And it's like, yo, man, you got to get this twerk shark, or you got to get this surf shark. It's great. It's a VPN. And the other character's like, yeah, no, I've heard of that thing. Surf shark. That's great. We're not talking about the twerking shark that's been next to you this whole time. And he just ignores it the whole time. I was like, this is so funny. I love this. And I kept the bit going. The ads maybe 2 minutes. I think they technically, like on contract, need to be 90 seconds long. So many comments that were like, wow, 18%. They were so specific. They were like, 18% of the video was an ad. 17.5% of the video is an ad. Wow, bro.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I've had that too. It's like, wow, 3-minute ad. And it's like, it's
in a 21
free!
In a 21 minute, 49 second video, 3.5 minutes are an ad. I got that and I was like, so what would you prefer? Because I got to do the ad. Would you prefer me make it exactly 60 seconds? Because that gives me enough time to say the things they want me to say and then tell you to subscribe in the last 10 seconds. If you want to be sort of creative, I got to have a little room to play with.
That's so funny. Yeah. And
no, those are the worst.
Yeah. No, those are the... So fuck you.
Exactly.
You get that bag. Pretty much. I don't think... The comment I always think is really funny is like, whenever I plug the Patreon, or if I do a sponsor, or just anything, people get mad about anything. But when people are
I upload a video,
yeah, true, yeah. But when you're like, when you like link Patreon, they're like, wow, you're already getting YouTube ads and sponsors, and now you want a Patreon as well, or like the one or the equivalent where it's like, wow, you've already got a Patreon, you've already got YouTube ads, and now you're getting sponsors as well, and it's like, yeah. I want to be paid for doing my job.
I don't get health insurance. Fuck off.
I don't get... It's all freelance. I don't get fucking superannuation. I don't get like any of this shit. Everything's on me. YouTube AdSense is like good, but it's still like... And if you upload enough and your channel's big enough, you can live off that for sure. But like I can't. And Patreon's good, but it's still, for me at least, it's like $500 a month, which is like a lot. But all that goes directly to editors and subscriptions for Adobe and everything else. So I didn't see any of that money. So it's so funny to be like, wow, you could earn, if you didn't take any sponsors, you could have kind of a minimum wage. Fuck you for wanting to have more than that. It's
so funny to me. I'm sure there are situations where I'm taking a look at Coca-Cola or whoever, no idea the supply chain, and just getting mad that their logo is one thing or another.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Listen, I'm not a soda distiller. I'm not going to pretend like I actually know anything about the manufacturing of soda. But the distance between a guy making a video that you're watching and the dude watching the video isn't that crazy. It's not a college degree. It's not years of manufacturing experience. No. I turned on a camera and you know how YouTubers get paid, right?
Yeah.
You know the algorithm just cucks us at a thing. One yellow mark and it's like, whoop, there goes 6 months of your work on this video. Like, you've heard people bitching about that for 10 years. Come on. Don't act dumb. You know how they teach you how to print out "Hello World" as like the first thing ever when you're doing programming?
Love can be.
I had a
that one.
I actually don't know what kind of Asian he was. I don't know if I ever ended up asking him, but his name was Mr. Bui, which I want to say is maybe Vietnamese. And instead of he was like, all right, we're gonna learn how to system.out.print.ln, but I wrote "Hello World" instead of "Hello World." Just kind of
just kind of like, oh, that'll be fun.
Thankfully, Mr. Boy was like, First of all, this is before I even really knew anything about the internet. Like, I'm talking my existence online. This is like, I don't even think I had a MySpace. I think I had no, this isn't true. I made a MySpace in middle school. So this is like funny junk was what I thought the front page of the internet was. Yeah. Like, I don't know, Reddit.
Because it kind of was. I don't think Reddit even existed then. Maybe Dig.
Anyway, he was super, I don't know if by just nature of being like a computer science teacher or whatever the fuck he was relatively in tune with internet culture even then.
Yeah.
So I wrote out Hello World, but I was goofing off. And our computers all face him, by the way. So our backs are always to him, so he can always see what screen we're on. But I'm facing forward on my laptop. I do the work. It takes 5 minutes, right? It's just like 4 lines of code or whatever. And then I flip back around because I'm playing Minecraft. And so he's walking behind us looking at our screens to make sure everybody's written something.
Yeah.
And he's like snapping in my ear. He's like, Sumet, stop playing Minecraft. Do your work or I'm going to get offended about your code. And in my head, I was just like, all right, let me shut off Minecraft for 5 minutes until he goes to the other side of this room or whatever. But like, 10 years later, 8 years later, I was like, that was actually so fucking funny what he said in that moment.
Yeah, he's like,
and I
I'm
can
cool
only
with
appreciate it now.
But if I wanted to weaponize it, I could. It's a bang.
He saw it, immediately was like, oh, that's a kind of funny joke.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of whatever. But, I got to kind of snap it. Like, if he was honestly, it would have been worse if I wasn't on Minecraft. Yeah. Because if I was just staring at my screen and he was looking at me, or he was looking at my code and reading Hello World, and then look back at me and I'm staring at him like SpongeBob from the other side of a window, then I think it would have just been like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Thankfully, it was just like random loser. Like, I wasn't even paying attention to it, so I guess it was a big deal. He was chill either way, but man, that's actually so fucking funny to look back at and think about.
Computer science teachers were either the coolest guys ever or just complete psychos.
I think I had the gamut because when I was in community college must have been Java 1, I guess. Our
I'll
teacher,
make my own Minecraft.
He must have been 90. He must have been 90.
He invented the computer.
Like, he was bald, but you could still tell he had gray hair.
Damn.
Without a hair on his head, you could tell he was a silver fox. That's how old this guy was.
Jesus Christ.
White guy this time.
Yep.
And every test we had, every quiz we had at the end of a quarter, at the end of a month or whatever, was handwritten.
Great for computing.
So we had to write out import.java and then do like a line of code. Obviously, it was simplistic. But like, he would take off points. Like, I remember I missed a semicolon and he took off a point and I was like, but this would be impossible if I was on it wouldn't be possible for me to have tried to compile this. It would have been underlined. I would have seen this, and I didn't see this because we're on pen and paper. What is this shit?
Man, computer class was awesome. I love that shit.
You have to, because you can't be even relatively in tune with like the creative process unless, if you went to computer class and like were molested, you'd have a 9 to 5. You wouldn't.
Exactly.
You wouldn't be like, oh man, I want to sit at this computer every day.
Yeah.
I have nothing but positive affirmations about this.
Yeah.
So before I had a computer, I had a friend who had a computer, and that was my access to the internet, right?
Yeah.
Would go over to my friend's place. A friend had a single mom. She's not coming home till fucking 6 or 7 p.m. or whatever because she has to support a kid on her own income. As a kid, I thought no. As an adult, I realized I was right. But she was like a second mom to me, so I don't know if I have the...
Yep, fair enough.
Anyway, we're out of turns in Kingdom of Loathing, which is the only thing we did. It's one of these text-based, you only get 200 turns. Yeah. I played the fuck out of that.
That shit was so funny.
Damn,
I haven't thought about that in fucking ages. God damn.
I think about it every 2 months because I exist in the year 2003. I like haven't progressed past that. Mentally,
that's a good way to
sexually.
Yep.
I have the same car. So naturally we're looking up like the classic Simpsons porn.
Oh.
The class. Every time I say this, everybody knows. They're like, you're talking about the one where Marge is riding Homer? And I'm like, yes. What? We all found the same one 20 years ago?
Simpsons porn? I probably would recognize it if I saw it. I feel like there's definitely some Simpsons porn that's just burned into your brain because you're like, oh man.
I actually know this to not be true. I actually know on E621 that one of the top IFAP to this characters is always Marge Simpson. It's actually number 1 is Francine Smith. Can you believe that?
That is crazy.
Across multiple websites.
It's pretty much like Marge, but like not with jaundice.
But I also feel like even if you just take all the cartoon moms, not even cartoon moms, like the Seth MacFarlane era cartoon moms, it's not Francine Smith, is it? That can't be everybody's number one.
Yeah. And like
you got Marge, you got Lois, you got Francine.
You'd think Lois would be way higher.
You'd think Lois would be one, I think, now that I've said them out loud.
Yeah, Lois probably would be one, right?
But no, I guess it's either got to be...
Is it the blonde thing? A lot of people like blondes.
Maybe it's an episode... I haven't seen every episode of American Dad the way that I have Family Guy. I don't know. I feel like it's got something to do with Stan. I feel like it's because the moms are all the same, right? But the husbands are all fat guys except for Stan.
Yeah, who's an alpha Chad.
So maybe it's that, you know, I'm not gay, but I like big dicks in my straight porn sort of thing. You know, where it's like,
sure.
Most Francine Smith stuff is paired up with Stan. Anyway, we didn't have Surfshark VPN, so his mom fucking catches us. Or I guess the trail we left.
Yeah, of course.
And then it's 3 of us, right? So it's me, my buddy. We're at Buddy 2's house. Buddy 2's mom calls my mom and Buddy 1's mom and lets them know the situation. We discover this very slowly over the course of like the next day, where it's like, hey, I know she caught her son staring at it while we happen to be AFK from the computer, but she doesn't know everything else we looked at.
Yeah.
And so we tag up to Buddy 2 and we're like, how much trouble did you get in? And he was like, well, she called your mom's. And we were like, what? Why?
Yeah.
Did you snitch? And he was like, no, she made me fucking just keep clicking back and seeing everything we searched over the last half hour. God. And I was like, fuck, you can do that? I was an idiot.
That's insane.
Oh my God,
I figured out the auto. That was the big thing. As far as I know, I never got caught. I learned how to delete history pretty early on. And autocorrect, that was the big one. I almost slipped up once with autocorrect. Because I didn't realize you had to like then go into like a second menu and do autocorrect. Because then I think like later that day, because I use a computer most, but like Mum went on every now and then, and I like typed in whatever P into the address bar to go to like a normal website, and then fucking porn.com or some shit came up, and I was like, oh fuck, so I had to like look up to like how to.
Oh, but it was like prawn.com, and you erased porn, but the misspelling of it is what came up.
No, like
what do you mean by autocorrect almost got you?
Like. Maybe it wasn't the address bar. It might have been like an input box on like a website. But like how... Actually, it probably was that. And it was probably like a search term I looked up on one of the porn sites. And then I was just on a normal website, like Facebook or whatever, and clicked search. And the top fucking thing was like,
right.
Girls' boobies. And I was like, what the fuck? Why is... And I had to go and delete that. The reason I say... As far as I know, is I'm pretty... Like, I do remember one of the first times I looked at porn, I felt so guilty. I told Mum. Which sounds weird, but like my mum was like she's like a very new age person, I suppose you'd say. So she's like pretty chill with like a lot of things.
There's nothing wrong with that, but that is, first of all, there's not a lot of times that I hear somebody say something for the first time.
Yeah.
And that's an insane. I've never, because I bring this up every fucking time. Me and Internet Historian have like a 30-minute segment about me talking about getting caught watching porn in places.
Yeah.
And I've never had somebody go, and I told my parent. I've never heard that. That's nuts.
I don't even know why. I just remember like looking at it and I was like, because I was like, must have been like 11 or 10 maybe. And I just remember thinking like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Like, this is interesting to me, but I don't know why, and it feels weird. I think that's the thing. I don't think it was so much like confessing that I did it. I think it was just more like, why did I do this?
Mom, am I sick?
Well, yeah, it was just like, what the fuck is this? And she was just like, it's normal, just like, just keep it to yourself kind of thing. Like but it's totally normal to like start feeling these sort of things. And we had like the puberty talk as well and all that sort of shit. Like she was a midwife, so she that was a pretty normal thing to her.
Sure.
So
10 out of 10 kudos, Mom. What the fuck?
So it's entirely possible that I did slip up at one point, and I did leave something up, and she was just like, well, it's not.
But she probably wouldn't have come to you with like, "What are you doing on the internet?"
It's not child porn. Yeah. It's not fucking. I was probably just watching like girls' tits or something. So she probably been like, "Okay, well, whatever."
That's true. How mad can you get about girls' tits?
Girlstits.com.
Have you ever, in the modern era, tried to look up a website that you remember watching from like a decade or two ago?
Like you took a porn, or just like anything?
Well, I mean, just anything would be a little bit boring, but that is also kind of both of our careers in a regard. But I think Izzy's does a better job at that. No, specifically porn, because I remember some of the URLs are burned into my head for two reasons. One, they were ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right? One, they were ridiculous. You remember asssmoothie.com? That might be a little too crazy, but do you remember that?
That name's...
It's what it sounds like.
Ass smoothie? Was it the one?
Asssmoothie.com.
Is that where they like make smoothies in their asses? I feel like I have seen that on like eFucked or something. That's very funny.
No, eFucked was...
eFucked
loved posting those videos.
Yeah.
But I remember their tag on eFucked, and I was like, no way that's real. And it was. Some of them were ridiculous, and then some of them were just like, I didn't know to just Google what I wanted to look for, so I'd just start remembering websites. We'd like trade them, like trading cards at our friends, by the way.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, this place that you, like, the trailers are like 2 minutes long, so you can like pretty much just jack off to the trailer. It's awesome. You just like,
exactly.
You find those places. Yeah, no, absolutely. I definitely tried to
the
find
most
those.
ridiculous one, I mean, Meat Spin, like everybody knows that one, right? I think that started as like a legitimate thing.
My friend had that as his homepage for a while.
Had
Meat Spin.
The GIF as his homepage, or you went to his homepage and
his homepage he just had as a joke on the family computer was meatspin.com.
Oh, that's what you mean. You said homepage, and I thought like a YouTuber friend when you went to
no, like
ordinarythings.com.
Yeah, which is
just
actually
Meat Spin GIF.
That does actually redirect to that. Josh should probably
That's
fix
so
that,
funny.
But, yeah.
I remember that they are almost none of them exist. If you do ever find one,
yes,
they're beautiful little time capsules.
Yeah.
Of like, because modern porn is like so commercialized.
Yeah.
And like kind of memey, where it's like a little bit gross, but like ancient 20-year-old porn was like 8K tits on a beach. And it's like, welcome to our website. And it's like, what the fuck? You guys are peddling smut. What is it? Who did this? It's great.
That's beautiful. I haven't actually been back to
an actual
well, because everyone I've tried to go back to just doesn't exist. Like that, but you go and
that's
it's like,
the thing.
Well, obviously that, and then you go and you're like, oh well.
They had to take their webpage seriously. Yeah,
you gotta maintain that shit. And then I've like tried to find like, oh, I guess I'll just search the name of the site on like fucking Pornhub or X videos or something. And then you occasionally get one or two full uploads, but it's like never any of the ones you remember like clicking on back in the day, and you're like, what's the point? Where am I?
Oh, right. The fucking porn's banned in my country, so I can't check to see if this one's still live, and I can't kick up a VPN while I'm in a Discord call. So I can't promise that one works, but if I said it out loud, this wouldn't make it to YouTube anyway. Did I tell you I got a video removed for that?
Really? No.
I did a video, I don't remember what it was, but it was taking a look at some of the funnier examples of titles in porn.
Yeah.
And one of the ones that I had was like, one of the silly ones, dude in a lampshade hat with boots on or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
But
Two kids
the name of the name of the video was so like ridiculous that they wanted the meme screen grab wanted to grab as many instances of it could. So it had the title of it, which was whatever the funny thing was, the tags, which was the title again, and then the URL, which was like xvideos.com/ and then the title plus title plus title, the words in order.
So you had like a full link to a...
And you can't put a full URL in a video that links to adult material.
Yeah.
10 minutes into the fucking video, one meme over my shoulder? Are you joking? Video got removed.
That is
And it was sponsored.
It
was the fucking...
Can
you
not just
go
bloop and just like slice that little bit out, or does YouTube not let you do
I could if it didn't get removed.
Oh, yeah, it fully got
but I didn't get
Oh damn! Okay,
it got nuked.
Just got taken out.
It got nuked. I got a strike. I had to be a good boy for 3 months. Yeah, is that crazy?
That is nuts. I'm always so worried about.
That's nuts.
It is crazy how like, I guess because we're on the smaller side, we don't have quite as much scrutiny. But like the shit historian says about like every time he releases a new video, and then he just has to spend like a day hovering on his fucking account because he has to like fight off all the like fraudulent copyright claims from like like, oh, he used this meme and this meme had like a 2 seconds of audio in it that this fucking thing automatically flags or whatever. It just sounds like fucking hell. So
I went through a phase where I didn't want to tell anybody what background music I was using. Because some people would be like,
let me snipe that.
Yeah, because it's like, you don't get copyright strikes from stuff that everybody's been using for a decade so far. It's like, you don't need to worry about Mario music or Persona music or whatever it might be, right? The background to fucking Coconut Mall or something. But then somebody decides, oh, too many people are using this, or they do start copyright striking it, or maybe it's only specific instances, and it's like people in the comments will be like, what music is this? And I'm like, can you shut the fuck up? Can you not write out full song titles in my comments
so
for bots to scrub?
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Now SEO's coming straight to your fucking video. Yeah.
And then people are like, how come you don't add the links to this or the links to that in your video? It's because of you. It's because of you motherfuckers. It's because of whichever one of you keeps reporting these to whomever.
Yeah.
I had Crab Rave in one of my things, and I guess they got bought or something, and then Crab Rave got claimed, and I was like, are you joking?
Every video had
Isn't that the iconic one we're allowed? Yeah.
Well, because there was that from that era where, like, especially electronic DJs were like, oh, if I just, like, put my fucking music on, like, you know, put on YouTube royalty free, or, you know, like free license it or whatever, people use it in their meme videos, or people use it on their YouTube videos. And so there's like stuff like Home, I think, who does a lot of that kind of he does a lot of the stuff for like Summoning Salts videos, and I've used them in a couple of mine too. It's this kind of like vaporwavy kind of,
I do know what you mean.
Yeah, like I love that guy's music, but I think he was one of those people who was just like, fuck it, use my stuff, you don't have to pay me money on YouTube, it's all good. And sure enough, people use his shit all the time now, and he got tons of followers from it. So
Shorts is big. Cool.
Shorts
They're basically long pants now.
Yeah.
Everybody's making them huge. They're parachute shorts. Look at them go.
Hey, YouTube parachute shorts.
Flake. Hey, look, the shorts are so high. They're basically high-waisted. Hey,
we're rebranding long-form content to YouTube parachute shorts because they're like long shorts, and they're sideways.
Hey,
they're sideways long shorts. Come on down to Auntie Susan's Sideways Long Shorts. If you like short form content, well, imagine it was sideways and 40 minutes long, partner. Well, that's what you'll get at Susan Wojcicki's Shorts Ranch.
Billy, get off your phone and stop looking at YouTube Shorts. Ma, they're TikToks. Not every vertical form content on my phone is a YouTube Short. Whatever. Get off the YouTube Short. Do you guys have the phrase capris in Australia? Is that a global thing?
Not really. So.
Capris is like what rappers used to wear in the early 2000s, where they'd have like jean shorts, but it would dead ass be down to their pants or down to their shoes or whatever. They wouldn't have a knee fold or whatever. It would just be one long piece of fabric.
It's a very feminine.
Pretend I made a joke with that, and pretend you also know what capris are before I made the joke. Exactly.
They're all women's pants when I search capris.
That's the thing. American capris, like, there wasn't a word for those weird long shorts back then, and then capris became a thing, but only for women. So it's like, are these capris? Because that's what's in between pants and shorts, right? Anyway, I got made fun of a lot in middle school for wearing capris. Is my point, because I wanted to dress like 50 Cent a lot.
You pretty much look like him. Kind of 1-to-1. Actually.
I don't understand. Did you see they're making that Street Fighter movie? And 50 Cent's in it as Balrog? Have you seen like the first Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat movies?
No, I'm not really a fighting game guy, unfortunately. And I've heard the movies are all doggy do.
Have you watched a movie where somebody is played by like a way bigger celebrity than the rest of the cast, and they get like their own little moment where the audience is just like, holy fuck, that's so fighting game movies do that for every character.
Incredibly indulgent.
The first hour of the movie will be 5 jumps around the city to show some bank robbery going on, and then a wall will get kicked in, and it'll be fucking Guy from Street Fighter, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they'll be like, what the fuck? Your pog face is too good. I can't take it seriously. And they'll do that for everybody. It'll be like a fire, and suddenly the fire is gone, and they're like, what the fuck? This place, it was 1,000 degrees in here, and now it's like sub-zero. Whoa. Holy, who the fuck is that? Sub-Zero. And everybody gets their own thing.
They're at the zoo, and like a child's like, whoa, is that a scorpion? And then Luke Cage comes out and rips her spine in half.
Yeah, that. They do that 16 times or 32 times.
And that's
the
movie.
2-player movie.
That's the movie.
And then like the last 30 minutes is like the thing.
So, oh shit, we have to do something with these guys. Okay,
the first Street Fighter movie was like from the 90s. with no special effects.
Yeah.
So like that's
So they
fine
really
for Chun-Li. That's fine for Chun-Li, who just did martial arts.
Yeah.
But then she'd go up against like fucking like E Honda, and it's like, okay, listen, you have 2 moves I think you could pull off. How the fuck are they gonna do the headbutt? Because you can't get a guy that big on wires. What are we doing?
Smash Bros is definitely what I've put the most time into, just because I had it like growing up, so I played a fuckload of Melee, and so I've got like pretty good muscle memory. I'm like one of the better guys in my group of friends at it, but then when I played against, like I played against the guys in the Cold Ones office, in the Cool Shirts office, and those guys are fucked.
Sure.
Like those are people who actually play the fucking game, and like, you know, probably follow tournaments and shit, and I got my ass handed to me, so kind of humbling. But that's probably
that's everybody's first experience. There's like they call it the fighting game purgatory, where it's like you're not good enough to play at like locals, but you're too good to actually play against any of your friends.
Yeah.
You just can't play the game anymore.
Yeah. That was where I felt like I was getting to with Ultimate, because I was like, we were all playing it quite a lot, and yeah, there was always kind of that thing where like when people come around, it's like either people have to team up on me, or like I wasn't like amazed. Like I still lost games and shit, but I still won more than I lost. And
there's levels.
I guess that point where you're like, I feel kind of even like bad suggesting we play Smash Bros, because it's like I'm probably gonna win.
Yeah.
So then it's like, hey, do you guys want to play the game where I win for a wee while, and then we can play another game?
Yeah.
Do you have those memories when you're a kid of stumbling across something adult when you shouldn't have? And you're like, holy fuck, this is amazing. Because you almost feel like you innocently stumble into a place where you've kind of got plausible deniability that like you found it. Multiple examples.
You're talking about TV, internet video, or you're talking like a location?
Just anything. Like when you find something adult.
I remember I was browsing late night, like local cable TV, like not cable. What's it called? Local airing. But it was like 2 a.m, summer night. And it was like a balloon fetish on Latin American TV, where like there was a dude like tied to a chair blindfolded, and this lady filling up balloons, and then she filled up the whole room, and then just started like popping them by like sitting on this dude, like reverse cowgirl, and then like facing him and like popping him on his face. And I was like, I don't think this is normal. Like, there's no game show announcer. He's not getting any points.
Yeah. What's he do? Yeah, because as a kid, like if you don't see like a penis or vagine or bob, you're kind of like.
Then if it's not nudity, you're like, is it?
You're like, what do they do? Are they just hanging out? Like, is this what adults do? Like, is this what people? They just get balloons and. How old were you when you saw that?
This was basic cable. So I'm talking, like elementary school. How old are you like before middle school? Like not even 12 or something?
Like 9. Like 8 or 9. Yeah. That's nuts. It's funny thinking like, I mean, did that affect your sexuality in any way? Do you like
that
think that
didn't?
Was, like,
but here's the thing. My buddy gave me the first 3 Naruto mangas in elementary school.
Oh yeah.
And he does the fucking jutsu where he turns into a sexy girl in the so I'm reading it during reading time, and I flip over to where he changes
just bricked up.
In the middle of class. I was like, what the like I'm like staring up to see where the teacher is. I was like, what did this guy give me? Because I was like, I thought it was ninjas, bro. And immediately I'm going to like upperclassmen, like the ones in a year ahead of me. I'm like, you guys want to see a naked girl? And they're like, no fucking way you got a naked girl. And I show them the manga, and they're like, holy shit, Sumet's got a naked what the fuck? They got this at the library. I was like, nah, my friend gave it to me. They're like, what the fuck, do you have more? And I'm like, no, it's a book, you weirdos.
Yeah, I have a palette.
That was such a jump scare.
Yeah, a great jump scare though.
A great jump scare.
Now here's a question for you. The amount of times I've brought this topic up to someone and they've had an answer, and the answer's been yes, is higher than you'd think. Have you found porn in a bush?
No.
Okay.
Is that true? Is that true? We hid a anime tentacle DVD in a bush once. Where did we get that? Counts. Where did we get that? We didn't get it from a bush. No, we got it from an upperclassman or something. No, we hid it in a bush because we were like, when so-and-so gets home, they've got a PS2 that can play this DVD. We'll go to his house after school and watch it or whatever. So we stashed it. We actually stashed it in the... We hashed it in an empty trunk of a tree that had like a hollow trunk. We stuck it like
Yeah. So I found porn twice, and one of the ways was that it was we were staying. I was at a friend's house, and he was like, "Oh, there was just like this wooded area next to his house. It was like in town, but there's just like a fucking couple empty lots, I guess, and you know, and so we went in there, and like these older kids had made a clubhouse, and like this kind of, I don't know if it was like a dead tree or if it was just, I think it might have been. Yeah, it was some kind of like hollow structure within a tree. Maybe just like a bunch of trees growing up in a weird way that there was like a bit in the middle you could kind of sit in.
Yeah.
But they'd put down like lawn, you know, like when they fucking roll out.
We dragged a mattress into a patch of bamboo once and tried to make a clubhouse.
Yeah. It like it's. I mean, this makes a little bit more sense than a fuking mattress because this is at least. It's
we already found the mattress. We were like, bro, this is. we can't waste the mattress.
Yeah, dude, man, making like little fucking bases as a kid with your friends was like the coolest fucking thing ever. Or not even friends, just like whatever kid in the neighborhood.
Just was, the kids in the neighborhood. Like, yeah, man.
Yeah, let's just go into the
woods. We're both in our 30s, by the way.
Make a teepee. Yeah. I still think
I do
about
that shit now. If the outside wasn't so scary.
Maybe that's why I play survival games. Yeah. Well, yeah, true. Stay inside. You've got your own base now. It's just your house.
That's true. I've got cats. They're like mattresses in a bamboo. It's not even looking at me, by the way.
We were like looking through this clubhouse, and we like lift up one of the pieces of grass. Again, it was like those are like square, like it's like this much dirt, and then grass.
Oh, like chunks of lawn that you buy at a Home Depot or something.
Yeah. They had those. I don't know where the fuck they got them, but they like use it to make little chairs.
Sure.
So we lifted one of them up, and we just found porn magazines, and it was me, another friend my age, and then like a friend from the year above, maybe 2 years above, and God, we must have been like 8 or 9 or younger, because I remember not even like being interested in the sex stuff. Sure. I was more interested in the like ads in between. Like I was like, what the fuck is this? Would it be like a page for like dildos you could like phone up or fucking like send away for? And I was like, crazy. Yo, which of these looks the coolest? Which of these is your guys' favorite one? I specifically remember asking that, not even thinking like you put it in your ass or in your pussy or whatever. I was that young. I was just like, whoa, this is.
I don't know if I've ever seen a dirty magazine in real life. Like outside of maybe I've walked across one at a convenience store or whatever, but like held one, flipped through it. I've only seen that in movies to a magazine.
Maybe once it was
or
like
a still image.
I think so. A magazine, a thing. I can't remember. It was something like we bought one as a joke, and then I just had it in my like backpack for some reason, or like wherever I was staying, and I was like alone, obviously, and I wanted to jack off, and I was like, well, this is all I have, so I guess I'll just use this magazine. But it wasn't even bought in like guys, wouldn't it be so funny if we like bought porn? Like we legit bought it to like, you know, like prank one of our friends with, and then I ended up with it because no one knew what to do with it. And then I was just like, well, I guess it is porn, so why not?
I mean, but that's still better than what I remember doing, because I had like a very basic computer that my cousin had sent me. She's much older, and she was like, Sumet doesn't have a computer, and he's an only child. You guys got to get him a computer. So she sent me like, there's no reason to provide the specs. Don't provide the specs, Sumet. She sent me a very low budget 2 gigs of RAM. What did I just say? A very low end desktop computer. And my mom bought me a printer because she was like, my friends say you can find printers for free at Goodwill, and they are, but then the ink was $60 fucking. So like, good job, Mom. Yeah. Anyway, I had a printer, I had a computer, I did not have a phone, and I did not have the courage to jack off in my bedroom despite having the computer in my bedroom. What do? Copied the best images I could find from We Live Together. Pasted them into Sumet. Now you have to bleep that. Do you not learn from your mistakes? Pasted them into an MS Paint document, printed it, folded it up, stuck it in my pocket, went to the bathroom, and then jerked off in the bathroom, staring at a MS Paint, like, hashed together 6 images. I'm, like, matching eye contact between Gooning. The girls. And then to destroy the evidence.
Gooning. This was your big fucking...
And then to destroy the evidence, I was like, if I clog the toilet, I'm fucked. So I held it under the sink until it was, like, mush, and then ripped it up and then flushed it. I must have been in the bathroom for an hour and a half.
Yeah. Those I definitely remember just being in there for fucking ages, being like, yeah, no, I'm just chilling. No, they won't think anything of it. I'm just like.
I like the sound of the
stuff.
water was my go-to. I just like listening to the sink run. That's why the sink's running.
Yeah.
It gets a grunt out of me every now and then, you know?
I think it was one of those things we bought it because we could, and we were like, we could prank someone with this. Because we were 17 at the time, and then we're like, let's go prank our friend Abby with this. Let's like just leave it on her doorstep for her to find. And so
That's so funny,
left
actually.
Her bedroom was like at the back of their house, and you could just like go, there was a door directly out.
Sure.
So, and there was like 2 entrances to the house, so we were like, "Oh, put it just in front of her specific door, so her family probably won't find it." And we drove off a couple hours later. We like messaged her like, "Did you find our present?" She was like, "What present?" We're like, "Uh-oh." And we were like, we left a magazine outside, and she messaged back saying it's not there, and we were like, "Fuck." Like her mum's found it, her dad's like her like younger sisters found it, like, oh god, this is all going wrong.
Oh no.
And then we're like stressed out, and we're like,
her younger sister, both her younger sisters are on a podcast right now talking about finding their first porn magazine outside their sister's door, and they're like, this is my impression of that girl's little sister. I have asked this to several people, and a surprising amount of people say yes. Have you found a porn magazine outside of your older sister's door?
Yes, queen.
It's like, everybody says yes. I don't know what happens.
It was actually outside her door still.
Oh.
She found it. She had gone to the front door on the other side of the house, because I guess we didn't specify like outside which door. Saw there was nothing there, and understandably was like, it's gone. And then we're just like, the four of us are sitting in the car like, oh fuck. And then like 10 minutes later she comes back, she's like, oh no, I found it was outside my door, you guys didn't specify that.
That's so funny.
And and we fucking got her ass.
It's funny,
not even a good prank.
It's funny that you were considerate enough to do that, considering the prank that you were pulling. It's just like, we pranked you. We showed you specifically explicit material, by the way. It's still an organized thing you did. I feel like when I think of pranks I pulled, it's the equivalent of like, I was in a moment where I could punch my friend in the back of the head and he wouldn't see me afterwards, and so I did. And like
that was us, but just we did that, but with punching everyone in the nuts, just sex tapping people.
We did.
That was rough.
I don't know why, but we called it a ski boat. It's the equivalent of a donkey punch, but you'd slap someone on the back of the neck, and like just in the hallways, it'd be loud as fuck, right? So you'd hear from around the corner, you'd just hear, and then somebody scream, and it'd be so fucking funny because like you wouldn't be anywhere near it, and then everybody would run and be like, who hit who? Who got who? Because that's so fucking funny. That was it.
The one we did, a bit more consensual than that, but we call it axing our raptors. It's just something in our friend group, but it's where you, at a party, you would hold out your forearm like this, and someone else would slap it as hard as they could. And there were times where, like, legit, you'd have a bruise in the shape of people's fingers because it's just, there's no fat. This is just meat. Yeah. So it's like, it's such a raw, intense pain. It sucks.
We did that.
If you want to try it yourself. No,
we did that. This part, top of the arm, for whatever reason, because we'd be across each other on the bus, just going back and forth. Hit me, hit you. One time, I was trying to be a guy about it, so I was like, nobody's gonna make me quit, and like bloody knuckles or something. And so I ended up with a really dark bruise on the bus to school. I get to my homeroom, and I was like, yeah, everybody thinks I'm the fucking goat. Nobody made me quit. I beat everyone else and made them quit. But my arm was hurting. So I go to the teacher and I'm like, can I go to the nurse? And she's like, we can't just send everybody to the fucking nurse because they don't want to be in homeroom. Work on your homework or something. And I was like, no, my arm hurts. Look, I'm actually hurt. Can I get ice? And she was like, what happened to you? And I was like, oh, nothing, because I don't want to snitch. And she was like, did another student do that to you? And I was like, no, because I don't want to snitch. I think about this years later and I'm like, she thinks I got abused at home. She thinks my parents fucking hit me, and I'm just getting to school looking for medical attention. She looks at me.
Which they did, but in places you can't see.
They'd hit me on the back of the head. Yeah. She like goes ghost white when I say no to the student thing and just goes, yeah, you can go to the nurse. Like, no follow-up questions. Nothing registers in my head. I was like, fuck yeah, I get to skip homeroom.
You're like, cool.
I go get ice, whatever.
Fuck yeah.
Another thing, years later, I'm like, what the fuck was I doing? First of all, I love you. The content that you make on your YouTube channel is so... Listen, we have the benefit of being on a podcast. We get to talk about what we want to talk about, right? So I don't need to talk about how much of a loser I was if it doesn't also kind of be funny. But I do feel like there was a huge portion of the internet that I missed out on. I feel like I never really played Pokemon outside of one game. I feel like early video games, everybody's got all these experiences of playing like Super Mario 64 and the early days of like DeviantArt and Dig and everything. I feel like I missed so many aspects of it, even though I experienced some of it. And I get to like feel that through guys like you who make content having had that knowledge as a kid, that like, you're not just, I didn't just Google this. It's like, no, I played Magic the Gathering as a kid. And it's like, dude, if the only difference was the guy who was telling me about Magic the Gathering when I was in community college was like, hey, I just made all this money selling these Magic the Gathering cards. You want me to teach you how to play? Maybe you'll buy some. If I had said yes, instead of no, I don't want to learn how to hustle, and instead went to play Magic with people, I know how to play Magic. And instead I fucking don't, and I got to learn about it through people. Anyway, you do a great job. You and Izzy specifically do a great job of covering those sides of the internet in a way that makes me feel like...
from New Zealand.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's something in the water, I think. Because that's something in the water.
You know what it is? What you just said is how I felt growing up, pretty much. Because I grew up in rural New Zealand, so fucking nothing's happening. Like, just
I was going to say, I don't know what that means. Because in my head, New Zealand's like, it's probably an island, but maybe it's small enough that everybody's in the city because there's only 2 of them. Is that not true?
No, it's pretty big. It's. I mean, you can drive the whole country in like 2 days, 2 or 3 days if you really gun it. But you can, again, New Zealand's like, it's big enough. It's like as big as Japan. So think of how big Japan is. Have you been? Okay, well,
one day.
You can. One day. I'm from the South Island, which is already the like smaller island. Sorry, it's a bigger island, but there's just less people there. Most like the big metropolitan cities of New Zealand are on the North Island, so you're already in like the less populated half of the country, and then I'm in the country, like I'm rural, so I live in, so it's like there's just nothing.
Proper boonies, yeah.
I love it to death. Yeah, but it's just you're fucking out there. There's like there's 2 pubs. That's it. That's pretty much the town. There's like there's a squash court. You know, like it's like 1,000 people or something. So it's like it's big enough, but it's still pretty fucking small. No Magic the Gathering. Fucking, there's no card stores. You know, even the cities nearby. When I was growing up, there wasn't that kind of stuff. There was like an EB Games. That was
love those.
Yeah, there was like early computer stores where I got video games and shit. But like, I always felt growing up in New Zealand, I always felt so disconnected from everything because you hear about all this cool shit that's happening on the internet, and it's not where you are. It's in America most of the time. Even just like the first time I really felt that was like the Pokemon events.
Sure.
Where like, do you remember those event Pokemon you had in early? Oh, I mean, you said you don't play many Pokemon games, but
aware of event Pokemon,
yeah, where it's like you had to go to like a specific
they had a
game
date,
spot,
and you had to go to a place. Yeah,
and which like would have been such a cool experience to have as a kid, so I can see why they did it, but it meant me in fucking New Zealand, who had no hope in hell of getting to New York, convincing my mum to take me to fucking New York so I could
not get an early Mewtwo, could not get a Celebi.
Yeah, there's just some Pokemon you just straight up could not get without using like Game Sharks or trading with someone, which is like kind of fucked up. So that feeling, but then all the time, because you're hearing about like Comic-Con, you're hearing about E3, you're hearing about like all these conventions and like interesting things that are happening, and again, it's nowhere near you.
You've done a couple on Magic. You've done one on Pokemon conventions. Your next ones are on Yu-Gi-Oh conventions. Your next one's on Pokemon, which means you should be half decent at our next segment, which I'm calling Scandal or Ramble. World's first episode. You, Mr. Kudos, have to discern whether or not the scenario I am giving you is a real scandal from the internet, and I only got through making trading card game 1, so I'm sorry, I don't have any from anything else, or something Sumito came up rambling while smoking Chinese pop rocks. I don't know why I wrote that. So,
you were on Chinese pop rocks at the time.
I don't play Magic, so unfortunately I couldn't come up with a bunch of Magic ones, but if you've done videos, hopefully these aren't that hard.
So I'll make sure all the Magic ones I'll know are not the fake ones now.
Let's see. All right, first up, In an official tournament for Yu-Gi-Oh!, a fedora-wearing duo who later turned out to be official judges for Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments entered with a 2,222 card deck filled with nothing but cards that would force you to shuffle, resulting in an official rule change limiting the deck size, however not banning fedoras.
That is a scandal because I covered that in my Yu-Gi-Oh! Video.
Correct!
I don't think it was exclusively cards that make you shuffle, but it was a lot of cards. They put as many of them in as they could, I think.
Exactly.
But it was like...
Did they actually play a duel against somebody, or was it immediately they called judges?
I think no, because it's technically not against the rules, which is why they were doing it. I think every game went to time, obviously, because like you can't play a fucking game where every time you have to shuffle 2,000 cards. So I think it might have been something like they went to time against the first opponent, and then the judges were like, "Okay, man, we get it." Like, good. They
asked them to withdraw, and they were like, "Okay, we've made our point."
Yeah, we made our point, and they were like, "Yeah, fair enough. Like, we're not here to fight, and also we're German, so like we want to be efficient about this." So they were just like, "We'll just automatically forfeit your future games, and you can have the press," and they did. So shout out to those guys.
Very good. Correct scandal bonus. A year later, because of this, Konami did introduce a deck size limit by Konami, requiring a Yu-Gi-Oh! Main deck to be of what size? A minimum and or maximum scores you a bonus point here.
Yu-Gi-Oh's fucking different, isn't it? I want to say 60 because most like Pokemon 60, I think, and Magic 60. But I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh is one of those fucking weird ones that's like 40 or 50. I'm gonna say 50.
So I'll give you a hint. You're looking for a minimum and maximum. You're technically right on both if you get the numbers down.
Okay. I will say, I want to say it's like 50 minimum and maximum of like 100.
I cannot believe you got both of those wrong. What? Maximum 60.
Nice.
Maximum 60 in the main deck, just like Magic and Pokemon. Minimum 40, which is what it was in the show. Have to have at least 40 cards in your deck. Ironically,
that's what tripped me up.
Ironically, 60
Magic
cards
starts at 60.
Yeah, Magic doesn't require 60. Pokemon requires 60. Pokemon requires exactly 60. That's what it is. Ironically, 60 cards 60. Do not fit in a dual disc. A dual disc is designed for 40 cards and will fit 50, will not fit 60. They are not tournament legal anyway, but you wouldn't be able to use one in a tournament. They do have a slot for a side deck, though. It's weird, right?
Like, isn't that the whole fucking point? Like, all Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments should be guys standing.
They've got like a spring thing that holds the deck down. So if you got too many cards, it just ruins them. They also don't let you use card sleeves. I mean, you wouldn't do that anyway.
You don't use card sleeves at Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments?
You can't use card sleeves in a dual disc. I cannot imagine any real duelist wouldn't be using card sleeves. Yeah, because they don't fit. That's why we never used them, actually.
That was what confused me. The card thing, so the deck size thing I was confused by because Magic is minimum 60 and maximum of... There's no actual number. It's just as long as you can shuffle it with both of your hands unassisted, that's how many cards you can have. Which feels like it kind of unfairly gives like a very tall men an unfair advantage with how many extra cards they could shuffle.
Wow. Yeah.
Right?
There's actually a reason to be dexterous.
I
mean, that's a little bit of a weird way to define it, but that's goofy. Yeah. So girls are bad at Magic is what you're saying, basically.
Absolutely.
Like competitive disadvantage.
No, there's very few instances where you'd want to have more than like 60. 60 is minimum, but it's like obviously every card above that is like one less. You know, you've obviously got like your deck is built around some kind of game plan about getting a specific card or a specific type of card.
You don't want to dilute the actual cards you want in your hand. Yeah. Plus,
exactly. Yeah, you want
Magic and Pokemon have your mana in the deck. There is no mana in Yu-Gi-Oh, so that 40, 60 cards goes a lot farther in Yu-Gi-Oh.
That's true.
When half your thing is going to be lands and or energies, right? 2 points. Huge. We've only asked one question. I really should have thought about how this would work. Next one is Yu-Gi-Oh. The first one was also Yu-Gi-Oh. Okay. Next one is Yu-Gi-Oh. In Yu-Gi-Oh, A Yata lock is a method of locking out your opponent from playing his or her turn due to the effects of a card known as Yata-Garasu, an effect monster that when inflicting battle damage, it has 200 attack, by the way, so this is very difficult to do. A monster that when inflicting battle damage, skips your opponent's next draw phase. Though incredibly fun to use in duels and kind of hilarious if you actually pull it off in a middle school recess, was a Yata lock ever actually used in official tournament play?
Oh, I'm gonna say, I want to say no. I have no basis for this. Just I'm not as familiar. Yu-Gi-Oh's the one TCG I don't really play. So I'm very unfamiliar.
Which is why I knew I should do more Magic ones.
But this is still. I still find this interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Scandal. But I would understand if you wanted to argue this is real. Not only was the Yata lock used in tournament play, it actually won the 2003 Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championships, where both finalists were running what is known as a hand destruction deck centered around draw power and attempting to Yata lock your opponent. Furthermore, both people were trying to Yata lock each other. That was the meta at the time.
Interesting. Damn.
Oh, actually, yes, furthermore. Konami's first banned and forbidden list came out in 2004, right after this tournament, listing only 4 monster cards completely banned from competitive play as opposed to being limited. Chaos Emperor Dragon, Envoy of the End, which is capable of wiping out your entire field in order to set up for Yata-Garasu, then locking you into an empty field. And Witch of the Black Forest and Sangan, both of which were used to bring Yata-Garasu out of your deck and into your hand, which they could do for free if they were sent to the graveyard. Which means Yata-Garasu was not just on the first ban list, it is actually the reason a ban list exists in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is because that's the only fucking thing people did. Honorary mentions, things like Mystical Space Typhoon and Black Hole that just cost nothing and delete the whole field, but it was Yata-Garasu primarily. Interesting note, neither one of the finalists actually pulled off the Yata lock, resulting in your opponent being unable to do anything.
Sure.
The winner was able to land an attack with Yata-Garasu, forcing his opponent to skip his draw phase, but he already had cards in his hand to get him out of that situation, effectively not locking him into, fuck, I guess we're playing 50 turns of you dealing 200 damage at a time, which would have been hilarious. Point for you.
So mean. Wow. Well, I wouldn't say it was a point for me. I think I got it wrong, but I thought that was fake.
I didn't know how to question. I don't know how to question this one because it's like he didn't technically Yata lock him. He just got it on the field. I don't know. This game isn't real. It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah.
In a League Cup tournament in Pokemon, the trading card game, a deck must adhere to the submitted deck list upon entry, and if cards are found mismatched during play, the player is disqualified because they seem to be tampering with their deck in one way or another. Using this knowledge, in 2023, just a couple years ago, a player swallowed 8 his opponent's card lost vacuum and then called over a judge for a deck check in an effort to get his opponent disqualified for only having 59 of the 60 required cards on his deck list. Scandal or ramble?
Or dreidel. I think that I have a feeling that might be real because I definitely remember a story about someone like eating a card at a tournament or like in some way tampering with their opponent's deck and then calling over a judge to get them disqualified. I know that's happened probably a couple of times, so maybe I'm getting confused with this, but I'm gonna say yes. That's a scandal.
That's a scandal. Yes, while the Pokemon does not make official press releases about tournaments, they typically only do press releases about new cards and things of that nature. Several people who were at the tournament themselves and a couple news sites have stated that, yes, this is a real thing that happened. However, the person who took the time to eat the card would then go on to lose the game because they had them just continue playing because they were like, whatever. In a real situation, if you do not have a card that is on your card list, the judges will typically issue you a proxy card. It's a very common card for you to have. It's not like they'd be like, oh, this never existed. So it wouldn't have really mattered anyway, but This was a thing I found on Twitter. I did a video
That's
talking
so
about it, but it's
funny.
literally just 3 people who tweeted this funny thing happened at a League Cup.
That's what a lot of those are. Like when I've been researching all these Pokemon TCG scandals, this first of all, cheating in the Pokemon TCG is insane. Like I think it's way more widespread. Sorry, I think it's way more widespread than like say Magic. Just because Magic actually like does something about it. I think Pokemon's doing more about it now, but like it seemed like for ages you're just getting away with very blatant cheating. Like the examples again, stuff like you said, where it's like it's just a few tweets, but there's just straight up like videos people recorded of like, you know, a guy like shuffling his cards, and then you just straight up see him like palm one and like take it down, like he's looking through his like discard pile and
Really?
like takes a card he wants to
pretty
get back.
low
and then,
level.
Like, just part.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so fucking. But obviously, like whoever was filming it, like knew like this guy's doing something sus. And
Sure.
Had the foresight to like. But then like these people, they just don't get disqualified. Like nothing happens. Like they still like qualify for like worlds and shit. It's really weird.
I was gonna
Some
say,
of
is
them
it
get
because the
slapped, but,
players
like-
are younger or the judges are less serious? Like if you did that at a proper Magic tournament, like if somebody called over a judge, they would make you replay every move and be like, okay, where did your cards go? Why did you have 7 in your hand at this
Yeah.
point? That sort of thing.
They're like, yeah, they'd like flay you alive if they found out you were cheating. But I think the Pokemon TCG just maybe it's like, I don't know. It's like it just sounds like they have either not very many rules and restrictions, or they're just very bad at like enforcing them.
Which is weird
I
because
feel
you
like
feel like they're the ones so closely tied with like Nintendo and the Pokemon company. It's like you'd think they take it more seriously, but
Yeah, maybe they think the press of banning people makes it look bad. Like it's like look how many cheaters we've
Something
got.
like
It's
that.
I don't
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
know.
yeah.
But it's still it's so like that. That's bad. That just erodes the fucking game from within. If like half the fucking cunts are just doing magic tricks
yeah.
to fucking hide cards they want, and you can't do anything about it. Another one where a guy had to like he played a trainer card where you have to search your deck for an item and a Pokemon. And then like reveal them and then fucking whatever. And he picked out 2 items instead and just did it like really quickly. And then the guy was like, "Hey, what did you didn't like what'd you get there?" And he showed an item card and then he pulled a Pokemon from his hand to show, to be like, "Oh, see, this is what I pulled." But there was an overhead camera that like fully caught him just pulling out 2 items. So, but just stuff like that, and it's like he didn't get.
That's so funny.
Didn't get reprimanded or
I
anything.
love watching the videos that talk about things that were big enough to like facilitate a rule change in trading card tournaments. Because like a trading card games tournament is an environment I've never stepped foot in outside of my local card shop with like no judges, no cameras. The idea of being in a room like that where people are taking something that nerdy that seriously is like, I'm so shocked I never got, I'm doing this shit as an adult.
It's fucking cool.
It looks cool.
So
that's my point.
The one I went to was like completely by accident. Me and my friend Ryan, it was like just around the time we'd started like getting into Magic. So this was like, to answer your question from earlier, I got into Magic at like 2017, I think. 2017, 2018. So pretty late, honestly. We didn't have like a store I could go to growing up, so obviously that's not. I remember collecting cards. Like I had a friend who sold me some cards he got from his brother or something, and I just remember like looking at them and thinking they were cool, but I never like learned to play with them until later. And then
that's actually how I think I'll end up getting into cards now. Is like, you can min-max and teach yourself modern Yu-Gi-Oh, or if you really want to have the nostalgia of opening packs and stuff, probably the best thing to do is not learn anything, buy some packs, enjoy the shiny colors, sort of thing.
Yeah,
anything
exactly.
more
Just
than that, and
treat it
suddenly
like
it's going to
it's
be
like,
too much. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, like I said earlier, we collected Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh cards. We didn't play them. No one in my fucking hometown knew how to play
Pokemon.
We would just like reveal it, and whoever had like a bigger number on their card won. It was like chimp stuff.
Yeah.
But like, sorry, what the fuck was I talking about before this? Magic.
Your first time at a tournament.
Oh yeah. So we just started getting into Magic, and it was one like nice Sunday in beautiful Wellington, New Zealand, and we walk over to the card store and we walk in, and it like looks like the place has been robbed, like it's just cleared out, and we're like, oh, where's all the stock? Because usually they've got tons of cards in the glass counter and everything.
Sure.
And they were like, oh, they're at it's Nationals today. It's like Magic Nationals, and we're like, oh, cool. We were going there because my friend wanted to buy a card. He wanted to buy a Galta Primal Hunger, I think. Iconic Magic card, big fuck off, like 12 dinosaur. He wanted to buy that for a deck he was building. And they had it in the cabinet, but obviously it wasn't there because they were selling all their stock at this thing. So
they
it was
moved
like
to the convention,
like,
basically. Yeah.
Yeah. They like set up a stall there, and it was like a Sunday afternoon. It was at a bridge club on the other side of town. I don't know if you know what bridge is. It's like my mum used to play.
Like the board game?
Or
not a board game, it's pieces, right?
Card game. It's just cards. It's like just a 52 card game, but it's really fucking complex.
Oh, right.
I know how it works.
Bridge. Yeah.
So it's so funny, like the way that like they would straight up make these big, elaborate, beautiful fucking like buildings just to play bridge in, because it's like this huge, I guess it's like an old money thing.
Sure.
But you know how they used to make like bowl. I don't know if they do where you are, but like they used to make like bowls clubs and like these third places that people would go and hang out and do shit at.
I think what's the closest we would have in America? This is the thing. I don't have any hobbies. So I don't know. Do my parents have hobbies? We might not have an equivalent. Is that a modern thing, or is this like this stopped being a thing after you were a kid?
Well, this is like fucking like the 40s. I'm pretty sure. Like this is like old shit. But they would make these like beautiful, big, elaborate buildings. Yeah, pools, stuff like that. I guess, right?
Sure.
Where it's like it's this big space made for one quaint little game.
Sure.
And now it's been taken over by Magic nerds, which is kind of funny. So
nice.
they moved there. It was this big fucking cool, like elaborate building. Again, so fucking big for a bridge club. I don't know how many fucking people were throwing down bridge back in like the 40s or whatever. But we had to walk like from one end of town to the other to get there. It took us like an hour and a half, having some good chats on the way. It was like a really nice day. Get there, it's because it's such a big room. It's really well ventilated, so it didn't actually smell bad at all.
Nice.
One of my friends from work was playing there, so I went and like saw how he was doing. It was just cool. And then my friend bought the card, and now that card's like we've got that memory kind of sewn into it of us just waddling over and picking it up. But yeah, it was cool. I thought it was a cool experience. That was the Wellington Nationals in like must have been 2018.
Nice.
But
that's not that long ago.
That was cool. No, it really isn't, but it feels like it is.
No, I remember
we had 3 years stolen from us.
That actually, yeah, that's probably what it was. I remember as a kid.
I'm still 27. I'm still 27.
Listen, COVID years don't count. If my Tinder profile says 26, I don't want to hear shit from any of you guys. When I was a kid, we still had EB Games here before it just got bought out by GameStop. And the one in the mall.
Knew that was like a different thing.
We used to have them.
We still call them EB Games.
Yeah, I think you just have the branding. GameStop was bigger, so when they bought it, they were like, "All right, make them GameStop now."
Yeah, sure.
It was like every Sunday or the first Sunday of the month, they would let. It was in a mall, so like the front part of the mall where people would like walk in front of the store, or whatever. They were like, "You guys can play trading card games here," and they would do Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever it was. And I would have my dad take me, and so we'd go to the mall, and then there would be kids, but I was like 10. So, like, people would be playing, and I would just be standing there staring at them, and my dad would be like, "Are you going to go play the game?" And I was like, "Nope." I was like, "I don't even know if I have the right cards. I'm going to get my ass kicked. I'm just going to wait and then watch what people play, and then maybe ask them if they'll give me their cards for free when they're done. But otherwise, that's all the social interaction I'm doing here." And that's the closest thing I've done since, which probably doesn't count.
You could do that now. Just go hang out around some kids playing.
I could
Magic
do
in the
that
mall.
now. That's the.
Hey, you guys can I have those cards when you guys are done? I'll go find those cards, mate.
I think the reason I did that, I think this worked once. I mean, I remember buddies in the neighborhood. We had like the 2 or 3 friends we hung out with, and then like 2 or 3 other kids that were like either way younger or way older that we would just kind of see. We wouldn't hang out with them every day, but like we knew they existed. So when we got into Yu-Gi-Oh, we'd be like, "Listen, we're all about Yu-Gi-Oh." Some of the younger kids were like, "I guess I'll tell my dad to get Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I don't know what these big kids are on about," but they wouldn't care about them, play them, care about our cards. So it'd be like coupons. They'd be like, "Look, I got a Red Eyes Black Dragon, and I don't give a shit about Yu-Gi-Oh. I'll give this to you if you punch your friend in the face." And I'd be like, "Oh fuck yeah, punch my friend in the face."
Well, if I have to.
Free Red Eyes Black Dragon. It was so silly.
That's awesome.
I had a whole thing where we were gonna. Do you have a desire to? Okay, wait. Actually, I got one more question, and I think you're gonna get it right. So let me just burn through this. Scandal or ramble? Except it isn't the same format as the rest of the questions. Yu-Gi-Oh's card, Tyler the Great Warrior, is a 1-of-1 card printed for a Make-A-Wish child and is currently recognized as the most expensive Yu-Gi-Oh card ever sold at about $330,000. Not including the Black Lotus, because come on, you would get that instantly.
Yes.
What would be the most expensive Magic card after the Black Lotus, which I'll give you a hint, was sold to Post Malone, and the most expensive Pokemon card, which was sold to Logan Paul for $6.1 million. The One Ring is correct. $2 million sale to Post Malone. There's actually only one Magic card more expensive than that. That was dethroned recently as the most expensive Magic card ever sold. But back in 2024, they sold an Alpha Black Lotus GCS 10, and it's the only one of those Black Lotuses that has been sold without being signed by the author for whatever reason at like $4 million.
Yeah, that one's a nutty one. Pokemon it's foil Charizard, but I forget which set. It's like the very first set.
I'll give you a hint. Don't get distracted by the fact that this was also sold to Logan Paul, but it is not the shiny Charizard.
No, it's the yeah, you're right. Sorry, it's not shiny Charizard. It is the one that was given to employees. I believe it's the Pikachu illustrator, right?
Yes, a PSA 10 Pikachu illustrator, first edition. PSA 10, I said that right. Sold to Logan Paul for $4 million or $2 million in Bitcoin, as well as a PSA 9 Pikachu illustrator card that he also owned. Outside of baseball cards, that is actually the most expensive trading card ever sold, valued at $6.1 million total, and for some reason owned by Logan Paul, which I guess isn't that interesting considering that he's got money and is in our generation. But yes, actually, you almost got you got all of them, which I guess this isn't really a good. It'd be like testing me on memes or something. I mean, like this is your area of expertise. But yeah,
I'm happy I
didn't get 5 questions that were all in your videos so far, actually, because that would have, if I asked you 8 questions. By the way, did you notice none of these were rambles? Because it took me so long to do the research, I didn't take the time to make any up.
There was, the only one I thought was fake was the second one, because you specifically mentioned middle school, and I was like, this feels like something you'd write.
Absolutely. All right, bro. Appreciate you. Well, send me a link to your files whenever you get them. And keep in touch. I will do a better job of doing the same. Take care.
Goodbye, viewer. We love you.
Hey, post-interview Sumito here. Please don't point out the fact that I'm still in the same shirt, despite the fact that I'm now done editing several days later. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Spodcast. This is sort of what I wanted the Spodcast real format to be, which was basically a funny interview between me and some of my YouTube friends. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to the better part of like an hour and a half of me and Kudos just shooting the shit. There's an extended, little over 2-hour version cutting out some of the more rambly and less important or less interesting stories available on the Patreon, so feel free to check it out there. Please leave a like and or subscribe to this video if you enjoyed watching. It becomes a lot easier for me to get people to want to come onto the Spodcast and do these interview comedy funny back and forths with a guest when I can show the guest that the videos don't get 5,000 views and nobody fucking watches them, right? So specifically this one, if you could do your best to, watch it twice, subscribe it, like it, use that hype feature if you want to. It would mean a lot to me. The links to both Many Kudos and Beef Boys, the podcast that Many Kudos runs with a couple of his friends, some of which who I hope to get onto this podcast, will be linked down in the description. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Proper goodbye. Thank you for making it to the end. And take care. Spisu.